Hello, this is Adam from Mecanto Reviews. Today we are looking at Social Connect. This is my first time logging into Social Connect Pro, and my reasoning for doing a demo on my first time use is because, well, first of all, Social Connect has drawn a lot of great reviews, including great reviews from product reviewers that are normally known to be very critical. I have not seen a bad review for Social Connect out there as of yet. So, and one of the things they've been crediting it for is being very user-friendly. So I figured, hey, if it's so user-friendly, a first-time user like myself should be able to get into this software and jump right in and have no issues. And because I consider myself, I'm an average user. I'm not highly technical, but I'm technical enough where I can pick things up if they are intuitive and user friendly. So that's my reasoning for doing this demo on a first time use of the program. Other than that, I'd like to briefly tell you what Social Connect is. Basically, it revolutionizes the way that you have comments on your website. Now, let me go to, let's see here. If I go to one of my reviews, I can show you what standard reviews look like on a WordPress blog. Now, this is my review for Rocket Builder, which is no longer available for purchase. But I know that I had some reviews, or I'm sorry, I had some comments for this product review. So we go down to the end here, and you see that there's 4 comments. It's very simple. People add their name and their comment, and then I respond to them. Sometimes there's a picture. I have my picture there, for example. But that's about it. It's very basic, and it gets the job done for the most part. But the thing is, you could get a lot more out of comments, and nobody has really explored this until Social Connect came about. And what I mean by that, let me go into my hard drive real quick, is that if we look at now this is a social comment block that's made with Social Connect. And if we look at this, we can see, I know this is kind of hard to see, but don't worry, we're going to take a look in the actual demo. We can see that there's more to it. There's one of the things you can't see here is that you can actually opt in and subscribe from the comment block itself. You can see how many members are online. You can see new comments live as they come in. You can like and dislike comments. You can add images to comments. And there's more that you could do as well. You can also give it kind of a niche specific layout, I guess you could say. And then you can also log in. So what this does, and you can also see when the users are online by this green icon next to their name. So what this does is it also encourages engagement by when users are online on your site. They can essentially use this as a live chat platform as well if they choose, or they could use it for comments, and you can use it to collect email addresses, send them to your call to action and things like that. So having said that, I think it's we can get into the demo itself now that we have a brief overview of what Social Connect does. Now remember, you're looking at Social Connect Pro. I believe there's I think the lesser version is called Social Connect Basic or Lite or something like that. So this is the Pro, which has all of the features. You will see the explanation of the differences between the basic version and the Pro version on the sales page. And excuse me, by the time I publish this video, below the video you're going to see a link to my review, And if you click through my review, you can go to the sales page and you can get, all of those questions you may have probably answered. If not, go ahead and leave a comment on this video and I'll do my best to answer it. So from here, you have a quick start guide and video tutorials. Now keep in mind, if you get lost before you declare, and I say this for any product out there, before you declare, oh, it doesn't work and they lied to me, unfortunately I hear these things a lot. Before you make that conclusion, ask yourself if you bothered to read the tutorials, watch the tutorial videos, and actually tried to look at the documentation and video resources that were provided to you to get your question answered. And please do that with any product in general, because you'd be surprised. So having said that, let's go ahead and create a campaign. Okay, and although I haven't used this before, I have watched a demo video from the vendor, so I'm familiar with this interface, which I believe is very clean and professional. And I always like to see that because it tells me that the developers really put in their time and effort and making sure that everything was cleaned up before they launched the actual product. And once again, you'd be surprised how many products get released, and even when they serve their purpose, you'll see a very crude design. Most recently, I reviewed a product that I actually liked in terms of functionality. It was called Tube Hero, but the design of it was very, left a lot to be desired, basically, and it was just kind of a mess. But, it's good to see this. It's good to see something that's visually appealing, and, it's intuitive when you look at it. Very organized. So we're going to call this YouTube test number 1. And then from there we can choose a template. We have niche specific templates. We also have color schemes, and we have gradients. I'm going to go ahead with I'm going to use the online marketing template and just simply click proceed, and then it's going to take me to the next step. See how it's highlighted design settings here. So let's see, we can have the welcome text, which is optional. So I'm going to say please leave your comments below. I might first say thanks for your visit and support. Please leave your comments below. And you can center this. You can change the font. You can style this however you want. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, then you select your time zone. In my case, it's Pacific time, and I'm wondering if I could just type it in. It looks like you can. So, but I'm not the only Pacific time zone, it looks like. Let's try this. There we go, Los Angeles. That's my Pacific -8 Pacific time zone. Okay, choose button style, like, dislike. Okay, I'm not quite sure what this is. Let's see here. But I'm going to go with, hopefully we'll find that out. And again, this is one of those things that I'm sure would be covered in the walkthrough and tutorial, but button style, maybe that's just the icons that, because I know every comment has, you see down here, the like and dislike feature. Maybe, I guess this is like, I'm guessing the second one is you can do favorites instead of likes and dislikes or something like that. So you can do a header type. Now if you don't like the default header image, you can change that to a solid color, a gradient, or you can use your own image. But you have to make sure the dimensions of the banner you choose is 730 by 70, which it tells you here. Now I don't have any such images handy, so I'm going to go ahead and keep the default. Okay, you can also choose your button color, your link color, your login text color. I'm going to leave these all as defaults, but if you wanted to change them, you would simply click on this or enter a color code there. From there, we can already go to the next step. And this is where we set up our login settings. So you can enable social login, which I would tend to leave as is, because that will allow people to log in with their Facebook or Twitter account, which means they do not have to register on your site. I feel that that's, a very convenient option for a lot of people, something that I like to do when I have that option as well. You can also limit them to being able to only log in with Facebook or Twitter. I'm going to limit it to Facebook. You can also allow guests to comment with no login required. I also think, as a matter of convenience to your visitors, you should allow that as well. So that's what we're going to do. And notice how this is just step by step. There's nothing you have to think about. I mean, it's very straightforward and, again, very intuitive. So the notification settings are next. You can enable or disable them. I'm actually going to enable them. They're actually disabled by default. Now, what the notifications are, as you can see down here, if you're a visitor on this page with Social Connect installed, and there's visitors, for example, that are leaving comments or chatting back and forth, when a new comment comes in, it's going to notify you with this bar right here and say, 1 new comment, 2 new comments, or whatever it is. So that's your notification bar. I think that's part of what makes Social Connect special, so I would tend to enable that feature. Notification background, solid color, or gradient. You can also choose the color of the notification bar as well. I'm going to leave mine as the default. And notice how already we're about halfway through the process. We're down here to broadcast settings. And remember, at each step, it also gives you kind of an explanation of what it is on the right. So in this case, you have, if you want to give a special broadcast or a special, announcement on your website, you could enable that here. I'm not going to have that enabled. Actually, let's go ahead and do it just so I can show you what it looks like. And I'm going to say this is an example broadcast. Check out my Social Connect review after watching this video. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the URL box, so we want the message here, and then it's kind of like a call to action. So this is the URL that I would go to. I'm just going to put my website URL in there. You can put your affiliate link in there. You can put whatever you want in there, obviously. It's just a link when this is clicked, right? So you could even say something like, get 50% limited time, get off Social Connect, and you can say for 2 days only we are giving away 50% off Social Connect coupons. Enter the code. Alright, and so obviously I don't actually have 50% off Social Connect coupons. It'd be great if I did, but I'm sorry I do not. So again, you could give your broadcast a specific color if you wish. I'm going to leave that alone. So that means it's going to be this color, because you can see the blue here, and the white text color. So it's going to look just like that. And you can also have an interval for the broadcast dialog to appear. It's by default, or reappear, I'm sorry. By default, it reappears after 100 seconds with a delay of 2 minutes. So, and then the next thing is Gammafication Settings. Now, I'm going to be honest about this one. This is the first thing that I really have no idea about. So I'm going to pause it, and simply what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up the documentation and just figure that out, and that's what it's there for. So let me check that out real quick. Okay, so basically what this is I just finished watching this setup video here for Create New Campaign. Here's a quick preview of the video tutorials, by the way. Absolutely everything is covered. Basically what this is if you enable it, it's kind of like you give visitors and users different roles or statuses, right? So for instance, if a user has one like on one of his comments, or he has 3 replies to his comments, we can call him an active member, right? And then we can assign a badge. You can use that, or you can upload your own badge. You see? So that's how that works. Basically, if you've ever used a forum and you've noticed that forum members get certain labels if they've written a certain number of, published a certain number of posts and on the message board. And it's the same kind of thing here. So just kind of makes it more fun and engaging, I guess. So I'm going to leave that alone. Obviously, you're not going to see anyone getting 1 like and 3 replies, since this is just a test comment block. But we're going to just leave that alone and then move on to social sharing. We do, of course, want to enable and encourage social sharing on our comment block, and so I'm going to leave that as is. Now this is big. This is the moderation settings. This is basically what allows you to be a moderator and kind of and there's also a separate moderation tab here, and this is where you can kind of do different things, like you could, for instance, block certain IP addresses from being able to comment, block certain countries and geographical locations from being able to comment. So if you have some abuse going on, this is where you would control that. And that's very important, because anyone who runs a website knows that when it comes to comments, you get a lot of people who just want to drop their link and kind of spam. In fact, the majority of comments that come through any given blog are going to be unwanted comments. So the fact they included moderation is absolutely critical, and I'm glad they did. So what this does here, this is just basic moderation, and here would be your advanced moderation. But you basically decide whether you want your comments to be auto-approved, or if the administrator or / website owner should approve them. So if a comment has an image, I would say requires approval. Comment has a URL, definitely requires approval, or you could block them altogether. And you have slur words, slur word actions. It's just certain words that if they are in the comment, it would again require administrator approval. So you could play with that. This is what I did basically. Actually, for the time being, let's leave images on approve all, so in case we test that. Okay, so here's the monetization settings. It's where you can upload a banner on the top or bottom. And you can upload banners between comments. Again, this is a lot like what you see on a message board. Now I'm going to actually go find a banner just so we can fill out our comment block as much as possible to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect from a Social Connect comment block. So I'll be right back again. Alright, so I have found a couple banners to use here. I'm going to go ahead and pull them off of my hard drive. It says it wants a 700 by 80 banner here. Well, I have 728 by 90. Well, we'll see how that works out, because these two banners are slightly larger than it's asking for. We'll see if that'll work anyways. Hopefully it will. I'm going to upload that one on the top, this one on the bottom. I'm going to send both of them to google.com for now. It's just, for testing purposes anyways. So, and keep in mind this is recommended size, so it doesn't say it must be 700 by 80. I'm around that size, so hopefully that'll work out. Okay, now at any given point, you can save and preview. Okay, and I just saw this actually. Let's go ahead and preview what we've done so far for fun. You can see here, this is what the comment module would look like if it was on our website. There's the header that I said, thanks for your visit and support. Please leave your comments below. Temporary username is guest. You can sign in, you can register. If you sign in, of course, there's the Facebook option. Everything that we set up is right there. Here you can see that I'm online as guest. And let's leave a comment. Testing out Social Connect. I'm going to post that, and there it is. It's going to ask me to sign in or continue as guest. I didn't click that earlier, so I'm going to say continue as guest. I can like that. I guess if you want to like the post, you might have to be signed in, though. I don't know. Maybe it's different when it's actually on the website. And there is the broadcast call to action that we set up for get 50% off Social Connect. When you click that, it goes to Mecanto.com, which is of course my website. So also you can insert images here, smileys, subscribe. So that's a quick preview. So of course we have not yet officially implemented the banners yet. Those would also come into play. So I'm going to go to the next, and this brings us to the final setting. This is our emails and integration. So by integration, we are referring to your autoresponders, so you can collect email addresses. So, and this is of course optional, but recommended because everyone wants to get leads, right? So select the campaign for which you'd like to configure email notifications. Do we want to send an email after registration? That not for this one because I'm not actually using it, but I think you might want to do that if this was on your money site, for example. Send the email when a user is tagged. Subscribe to the chat community. So these are all notifications you could get to your email. And actually, this is not the autoresponder integration that I thought it was. That I guess comes over here. They're just little things that we learn as we go along. So I'm going to save at this point, and that would mean that my YouTube test Social Connect comment module, or I guess that's what I call a comment box, is set up. However, we still have other things to go over. So as I wait for this to finish saving. Oh, there we go. Okay, so campaign is successfully saved. Let's come back over to the dashboard. And from there we can see our new campaign. It's going to be active. It has its own URL, but of course you can also let's see, add clients, moderate, autoresponder. So here's quick links to some of the things I wanted to do. Retargeting codes, language settings, geo settings, and of course get code. So this is the code that you need to grab to embed this on your website. You can also download the WordPress plugin, and this would allow you to publish it on your WordPress website. So I'm going to probably do that. But first, let's go ahead and go through some of these options. Add clients. Let's take a look at that real quick. And while this is loading, again, I want to apologize. I guess apologize for how long this video is. I know Every other demo out there is shorter than mine, which is usually the case with my demos, but my goal is always to be as comprehensive as possible, and I've had enough appreciation coming from those of you that have watched my demos so far to let me know that you like the way I'm doing this, so I'm going to continue to do it this way, and hopefully continue to improve myself as a presenter and reviewer. So let's say you want to add clients manually. I'm going to say John Doe. Let's see. And right now what I'm just doing is kind of testing different things. I can only assume what this does, but trying to see if by adding a new client it's going to appear on manage clients. Now if someone signs up by themselves on your website, they would be added to the client list on their own. I'm not sure in what situation you would want to add clients manually. Now let's see if that client came up. The notice I just got was that it timed out, but it might have gone through anyways. I'm not quite sure. Looks like, being the first day of the launch and all of the Social Connect servers are a little bit slow today. Things are taking a little longer than usual to get to load and execute and things like that. I get stuff like this. Once again, we timed out, but it's still trying. It's trying to refresh that page. So it looks like it didn't add that client. But we can actually add them from this page as well. So let's go ahead and try it again. Okay, and then we're going to submit from here, and hopefully it won't time out this time. Okay, so that's our client. Let's see how it added the client there. But we also have a different category now. This is subscribers. So these are actually people that opt in through your comment box. Again, I apologize, everything is slow. What I'm going to start doing is pausing while we wait for these things to load. So you can see we have no subscribers yet, which is expected, obviously. Integration is where we will integrate our autoresponder, whether you use Aweber or GetResponse. I'm a GetResponse user. I used to have both, but I migrated over to GetResponse, mostly because of its compatibility with JVZoo. So this is our integration screen where we can choose our autoresponder depending on which one you use. You can also integrate GoToWebinar and SMTP details for the more advanced users. So as I said, I use GetResponse. So all you have to do is go in, log into your autoresponder, and get the API key. And if you have trouble finding that, just type in API key in your autoresponder help section, and it will direct you to the right page where you could get your API key. In my case, there's too much personal detail for me to show you this process and GetResponse, so I'm going to log in and then come back once I have the key. Okay, so I got my API key. I'm going to paste it in here, save the key, and we'll wait for it to save. Alright, so that is ready. Now let's finally go over to moderation. And this is going to be what I talked about earlier, where you can ban certain IP addresses, geographical locations, things like that. If anyone's giving you issues, this is where you would handle it. And also you can take a look at approved, rejected comments, and here's your blacklist. Okay, and video tutorials are right here. So let's go back over to the dashboard. And what we're going to do here is get the WordPress plugin so I can integrate it on my WordPress blog, a certain blog that I use for demos and testing certain products and things like that. So let's come over here. Now here's the geo settings, language settings. It supports all languages. And there's still some things that we haven't been able to go over in this demo, but there's just so much to this product. So we're going to come over to get code. And as we wait for this to come up, we're going to go over to WordPress plugin. And we're going to say, I want to publish this on my WordPress website. So I have to download the plugin. I'm going to copy that API key and keep that handy. And I'm going to I'm going to install this on my WordPress blog as we come right back. Okay, here we are inside the WordPress dashboard. I'm going to come down to Plugins, Add New, and Upload Plugin. Choose File. I'm going to go to my Downloads folder, sort by date, and there's WP Social Connect. I'm going to install that. It should be fairly small, so this should be quick. Alright, activate plugin, and it's going to ask me for that API key that I copied a moment ago. So let's find Social Connect. Here it is. I'm going to click on that. It says enter your Social Connect API key. Straightforward enough. I'm going to click activate key. Yeah, that was way too short. Let's try that again. I obviously got the wrong number there. So let's try this again. And now we are good to go. So let's see. Okay, here we go. It's going to ask me to select my Social Connect campaign. And there it is, YouTube test. It says choose the campaign, copy the shortcode, and paste it on the page you need. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here and add a new page. I'm going to call this YouTube test number 1. I'm not going to put anything in the body of the page. I'm simply going to add that shortcode. Now this extra stuff going on is because I have Rocket Builder installed, which I was using for another demo. But that shouldn't be an issue. I'm going to publish this page, and once it's published, we are going to view it in a new tab, and this should give us our comment block. There it is. Okay, so imagine this. Try to picture this at the bottom of one of your actual pages with actual content, right? Like if this was at the bottom of my review page, because I will actually be very impressed with Social Connect, and I'm going to be implementing it on Mecanto.com in the very near future. But this is what we just created in this demo, and everything worked out just as I would have hoped. By the time I publish this video, you're going to see a link below the video which goes to my official Social Connect review, and from there you will be able to get exclusive bonuses which are only offered through my site if you decide to purchase Social Connect through my review page. I also guarantee that at any given point I will have the best price for Social Connect. I will have the lowest price for this product at all times. Rest assured of that. And that's about it. So with that all said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do first and foremost want to thank you for watching my video and supporting my channel in the process. If you enjoyed this demo, please do subscribe, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to improve myself and get better and better at creating these demos as we go along. So my goal is to be as comprehensive as possible above all. So that's about it, and have a great day.